What's up, guitar friends? Welcome back to a new episode of James Brady Guitar. On this episode, I'm going to teach you how to play The Wait by The Band. And I'm not trying to fool you, they're actually called The Band. You're asking yourself, why the song The Wait, James? And I'm going to tell you that right now. I was up in Woodstock, New York this weekend, did a little road trip with some friends and family. Woodstock is awesome. If you've never been to Woodstock, I highly suggest going. There's great food, great beer, great music, great live music scene, and there's a ton of history there. Speaking of which, Levon Helm, the drummer and singer for The Band, is buried in Woodstock Cemetery. So after seeing that, we were super inspired, went back to our house, listened to some records, and of course The Wait came on, which is an absolute classic. So if you haven't heard it, please stop watching this video and go listen to that song because it's awesome. And then come back to this video and learn how to play it. Trust me. So without further ado, to give tribute to that whole weekend, Levon Helm and the band, let's learn how to play The Wait. Let's do it. Alright guys, so before we get started learning the song, let's make sure that we're in the right tuning. You know, like me, you might be in drop D or some crazy stuff doing metal, and then all of a sudden you want to learn a 60s rock song and it's not going to work. So let's get into right tuning. So we're in standard tuning. That means E, A, D, G, B, and E. Okay, this song is in the key of A major. Our root note is A. Our chord, A, open A, second fret, second fret, second fret, open E string. All right, so that's the basics. There's a little bit of a riff in the intro we'll go over. Verse is pretty simple, 4 chords, and chorus is the same, there's a little bit of some funky chords in there that we'll go over. But yeah, shouldn't be too hard. So let's get into the intro. Alright guys, so that was our intro part. It sounds a little more complicated than it really is. It's really not that hard. It's a lot of open strings and some hammer-ons, and once we get the rhythm down, it's really not that bad. So, first part is the B and E strings are open. Then we're going to hammer on to the second fret on the B string, and then hit this note on the B and the open E string at the same time. So, it's going to go... right? Alright, that's our first little piece. Okay, second piece is same thing, open B, open E string, and we're going to hammer onto the second fret, but this time on the E string, your high E string, and then you're going to end on the 5th fret with your pinky here. So, something like this. Right, so that's our first 2 pieces put together. Our next piece is fairly simple. It requires the same strings and area we've been using. So open B and E again, hammer on, second fret on the high E, pull off, open B and E again, hammer on to the second fret on the B string, and pull off. So it goes like this. Simple enough. When you put them all together so far, we have all right. So the next piece, we do a second fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string. That's where you're going to be holding your notes, and you just add this 4th fret on the G string, and you hammer it off and on just like the other rhythm. So. And we do that 2 times. All right, so we add that in, and then we're up to our last piece. All right, so we're at the final stage of our intro part, which is by far the hardest part of the song, so please don't get discouraged here. Okay, we're on our D string, 2nd fret, G string, 2nd fret. You can make a little bar like this, just kind of cover them. It's just easier that way. I mean, I find it easier. If you want to do it different, that's up to you. So we're going to hit these 2 strings, then hammer on to the 4th fret on the D, hammer off. We're going to hit this 4th fret on our A string, slide down to 2, then pull off to an A chord, right? Sounds a little complicated. Let's slow it down and let's do this riff. We're going to get it. Ready? All right, you got that? So let's do it one more time. A little hammer on here. Slide, and A chord. All right, that's all the pieces of the intro. Let's put it all together. Finally, the meat of the song, where we want to play the guitar and sing along and just have a beer and relax. And we're going to learn that right now. So our verse is really simple. We're going to start out on our A chord. So it's open A, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, open D. Right? You can play it up here too if you want to play the bar chord on your 5th fret. You could do 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5. But I find the open chord a little easier. So you just bar those 2nd frets right there. And you hit that open A string with it. That's your A chord. So that's your 1st chord. 2nd chord, C sharp minor. This is a bar chord. You're going to bar the 4th fret with your index finger, right? On the D string, you're going to play the 6th fret right next to that with your pinky, the 6th fret, and then after that, 7th fret with your middle finger, and then you're still barring this 4th fret up here with your index finger. Sounds like that. Okay, that's your C sharp minor. So we got A and then C sharp minor. Then we're going to play D. So D is open D string. Got the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. All right. So again, D chord. And then we resolve the verse on the A again. And then right at the end, we're just going to drop our ring finger on the 3rd fret here. And that's how they end the verse. So it goes a little something like this. We'll play a little slow at first. Just kind of get in the groove, okay? Man, I feel like singing. Nobody wants to hear that though. But now you know the verse. Let's move on. Now we're going to take the load off Fanny, or we're in the chorus. Chorus is 3 chords. One of them is a little weird, so we'll get to that. But again, it starts on A. Right? The next chord is a little bit of like a hybrid. It's an E/G sharp. There's a different way to play it as like a bar chord, but that's a little more advanced. So for this lesson, what we're going to do is we're just going to play our ring finger right here on the 4th fret on our low E. And then with our index finger, we're just going to bar these 2 frets right here on the A and the D string. So it's going to be 4th fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret. So it sounds like that. So your first chord, A. And our last chord And these are played much quicker than the verse, so it's gonna sound like this. And that's it, that's your chorus. And those last two strums are where the music drops out and everyone sings and everyone feels happy and it's awesome. And let's get to the last part of the chorus, and now you know how to play the song. So the end of the chorus, we're right there. We just need this last turnaround. It's a little hard, so we're gonna start again on A, right? Our A chord that's been everywhere. Right after that is something called an A G sharp. It's sort of a hybrid of G sharp and A together that they play. So we're basically taking an A chord like this, and then on the E and the A string, we're gonna sit on the 4th frets. So we're gonna use our ring finger and pinky, hit those 4th frets right upon your A chord. Sounds like that, okay? So here's your A chord, right? Then we're going to use those 4th frets here on the E and the A. Here that sort of gives the A chord a different root note, which is moving it down. So you have A, then F sharp minor 7. It's a crazy name for something that's really not that hard. So we take our index finger, this one, and we're gonna bar the 2nd fret, and then the only other note you need to hold down is the 4th fret on the A string with your ring finger, and you just strum it. Right? Now, that's a bit of a stretch if you haven't really been playing too much, you're a beginner. This is gonna be a hard chord, even that one finger just to get it down. It might be easier with your pinky, however you wanna learn it, whatever feels comfortable, do you, man. So, our 3 chords so far. And you're just waiting for that next one, you just hear it. This is also another hybrid. This is an A chord with an open E at the end. So it's basically just an extra root note at the end to sort of resolve what we're doing. So that's it. The only difference is that E is in there. So what do you think it ends on? Oh, D, because that's what everything ends on in this song. Right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords that come in pretty quick succession to end out this chorus. So it goes like this. Right? Let's take it a little slow. Not too bad. Practice that a little bit. It'll definitely get your fingers moving, and now you can play the weight. Let's put it all together. Alright guys, so that is the song The Weight by the band. A little bit complicated, there's a little bit of parts, but if you start practicing those, I definitely guarantee your guitar playing will start getting better. And that's a cool song to learn because it's a classic rock song, a lot of cool chords, cool progression, but when you nail it, it's easy enough that you can play, and it's one of those cool songs that you could just like bust out on acoustic guitar around a campfire, or you're drinking with a few people and everybody knows the words to that. So yep, enjoy that one. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. There'll definitely be more stuff coming. Give me a like, give me a comment, and let me know what you think. As always, rock on.